Here at Project Ability, Charles and myself are working on an archive for the prolific artist Cameron Morgan. We were excited to come on board and really interested in getting sort of stuck in until we realised that Cameron Morgan has been working here since 1991 and he's been producing art for nearly 35 years at the studio, which is amazing, and he covers so many different mediums. So the job for us it's been insane. There's a lot to cover. Cameron paints, he makes things with ceramics, he does tapestries, textiles, drawing. There isn't really, and he would say himself, there isn't really a medium that he wouldn't touch, which is this incredible database and archive of work for us to really enjoy spending our time with. But the job, is huge. One of the first initial tasks that took a long time was kind of locating everything, where everything's saved, how it's saved, where all the physical artwork is, things that were made and sent away, where were they sent. So nearly 35 years of work across 2 different locations when the studio moved. It was really important to us that we had an incredible team at Project Ability to help us locate everything, and who had already kind of kept everything very organised, and it was just our job to organise it into a more accessible archive. Our work has been made possible by the wonderful team at Project Ability, and they love Cameron. He's been with them for so long. They really support and champion the work that he does. They really advocate to get his work in as many places, as many galleries, as often as they can, all over the world. And really supporting his career. It was funny, there was a quote that we came across when we were building the archive initially, that was said by Jim, the technician for Project Ability, and he was basically reflecting on a residency that they'd been on, and reflecting that in an interview regarding some ceramic penguins. Cameron Morgan was asked sort of why penguins, and he couldn't really come up with another answer than why not. And I think Jim's sort of essence of the quote was that no matter what the subject is, Cameron's not content unless it's a flock of puffins or 25 million cooked breakfasts that he's made. And Jim kind of labelled him as being Morganised. And that Cameron, everything he sees can be Morganised, and that was that term was a real turning point for us in our understanding of Cameron, because ultimately, building this archive, we have been trying to understand him, and just faced with these screens of images from all these years of so many different works, it's been hard to try and draw a straight line as to who is Cameron Morgan. But as soon as we heard this term of being Morganised and having Morganism, it just all sort of fell into place for us. And I think everybody whose life that he touches through his art, it feels a little bit Morganised after.